Look, y'all, I look a mess, but I'm in the middle of recording. But I had to come on here and just express this joy and gratitude that I have for my fans and Team Queasy. I'm on my DistroKid and I'm looking at my streaming numbers for my latest EP, Triple Threat, that I dropped. And I didn't know what song was in the lead. I kind of had an idea. But y'all, I go to my little my list, like my streaming list, which tell you like how much money each song is making or whatever, and I go to motherfucking He's Mine, and He's Mine featuring Boy Pig is at 30,000 streams, 30,043 streams. I just want to say thank you, and I just want to encourage any indie artist, any independent artist to just keep pushing. And that vision that you had in your head, it does manifest true. You just have to be patient, and it does take time, because you're talking about a person, a artist that got it out the mud. I got it out the muscle, y'all. Like, my songs, streams used to be in the hundreds, and now it's in the thousands, the 100,000s. So don't let the slow progression like worry you or concern you, because progression is progression. No progression can get you nowhere, but progression is progression, no matter slow or fast. Y'all, this song is at 30,000 streams, and I had no idea, because I was basing the numbers off of the numbers from Spotify. So he's, like I said, I had released, before I officially released it on iTunes and all major streaming platforms, I had another version of He's Mine that I did with Boy Pig on SoundCloud. So on SoundCloud, He's Mine only have 1,200 plays, 202 plays. So in my brain, I was like, all right, like, that's decent, but I didn't know. And then keep in mind, I have, 201 followers on SoundCloud. So I don't have a lot of followers on SoundCloud, and shit be hit and miss. Sometimes it'll be a year and a song will just randomly blow up. That's why I encourage any independent artist or any artist, period, to just put the music up there. Just release the shit, because we be so critical of our art in our head, and we our worst critics, and we be, wanting shit to be perfect and all of that. Put it out and let the fans determine it, because I'm going to let the fans pick my next single. I'm going to just be releasing shit on SoundCloud and maybe sometimes on Apple Music. But y'all, if I could tell y'all the story of how I even knew I was making numbers, I had no idea. Let me just do it quick. And God is my witness. The first bounce producer that I was able to work with was Flipsat Fred. God bless his soul. I had did a song, Pony. And I'm not talking about Pony, the remix with Dino, by the way. This is before me and Dino did the remix. Pony was doing numbers on Flipsat Fred page, but I didn't know. You got to think about it. I didn't have his target audience, and at the time, people didn't really know me as an artist. You understand what I'm saying? So I had like my co-workers and my friends. They knew Pony, the original version, but people in New Orleans didn't know it. So y'all, Flipsat Fred had released it. He released it. I think it was like an album, and it was called Flipsat Fred Put Them Hoes to Bed. So I guess it was like all the songs that he mixed and produced. He put Pony on there, right? I think it was like, I don't want to lie to y'all, so I'm gonna go to his SoundCloud and look at it, because when I found this shit out, I was shocked too. So I'm gonna say it got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It has 12 songs, right? For streaming numbers. Follow me. For streaming numbers. They had Hassan and they had Key Carol. Those songs was the top 2 songs. Guess what song followed right under that? Pony. Pony was number 3. Pony was number 3, y'all. I kid you not. And at the time, I did this song in 2021. I did Pony in 2021. I had no idea that he had put it on there. And he was like, when me and him talked about it, he was like, oh yeah, I forgot to say I had put that on there. But it just goes to show you, you have good music, you just don't have the audience. And that was the case with that. I had great music. At that time, that was my first bounce song. So I was dabbling in bounce, and then I was dabbling into, like, I come from hip hop, like just doing quick mixes and doing freestyles on popular beats. So I didn't know. I took a chance because I knew, regardless of what anybody say, because everybody, when you doing music and you from New Orleans, don't do bounce, don't do bounce, don't do bounce. But I was a fan of bounce. I love bounce. I grew up on bounce. You gotta think about it. When I was in DJs and going to teen clubs, that's all I heard. Like the beat just it just does something for your soul. And when I became a rapper, I was just like, of course I'm gonna do a bounce song. Like, I'm not saying this is gonna be my say all be all, but of course I'm gonna do the bounce. And when he put that song on there, it was just like he provided me the platform for people to really hear my talent and to hear my music. And then once we did the remix, it just, it did really good. It exploded. So, man, don't let people discourage you. Don't let people tell you like, oh no, man, people be fucking hating. And people really be wanting to do what you do, but you just was bold enough and had the courage to do the shit. So I encourage anybody, any fucking body to do it. And as I'm going over these numbers back, I'm gonna go back to DistroKid because I'm on my computer. I can't. Well, I'm looking at it on my computer. I'm in the middle of recording myself. I go to DistroKid. I'm in here kind of beating myself up like, damn, my last EP didn't do as good as my first one. And I'm counting like the songs for my first bounce EP, which was Bounce For Me. That was one of the most successful projects I had to date. I'm looking at the numbers for fucking I'm looking at the numbers for Bounce For Me, and I'm looking at my top songs, yo. The song motherfucking Sweet Thing that I did, that was produced by Black and Mild, y'all. Sweet Thing got 63,000 streams. And I know to some artists or artists that's bigger, that may seem little, but this shit is so big to me, y'all. Because you talking about a bitch that used to have one stream, or people didn't even, people be getting things. I was a associate of people that was popular and people that was already successful, but I wasn't proven yet. And when I did Sweet Thing was just me and the producer. So that gave me that justifications that I needed as an artist, that I could really do this shit. I kid you not. I knew I was talented. I knew that I could produce music that was really good music. I knew I could produce like hit songs. And I'm not saying produce as in like I'm a producer. I mean like I knew I could create those songs, all those songs. I be writing those songs. I come up with the concepts for these songs. You feel what I'm saying? Even if people give me their input, this shit come off the dome from me. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I would never let nobody take credit for my success or me being able to disrupt a community or disrupt a market. I'm not a traditional bounce artist. I just had a love for it. You feel what I'm saying? And I had family ties to it. But bounce in the 90s is completely different from the bounce that we doing now. You understand what I'm saying? And I just knew if I paired myself with the right producers, regardless of their personal shit, I knew I could get some great songs out of them. From my Bounce For Me EP, y'all, my top songs, almost all my songs did really well to me. And I have songs that did extremely well. Never, Ever, Ever, of course, is my highest streaming song, right? That's featuring Lily. Fucking Sweet Thing right after Never, Ever, Ever. And y'all, I kid you not, I kept telling myself, I was like, because a lot of people, people be saying certain things or whatever, like, you gonna need somebody to help you, woo, 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 you ain't gonna be able to. And I achieved those numbers on my own with Sweet Thing. Sweet Thing isn't as successful as Never, Ever, Ever, but it's right up there. Never doubt yourself. Always fucking bet on you. Because y'all, if I would have listened to them people, but I never listened. I always been like this whole head. I'm gonna be like, we gonna see. Because I'm the type of person like, fuck, if I got this vision and this dream and I can actualize this bitch and manifest it to reality, I'm gonna just go and do it. But when I went in that studio with Black and Mild, and yeah, it was buku drama with, y'all know it. Everybody was on Instagram and all the shit was taking place with Black and Mild and all of that. But I knew that he would be able to deliver me what the fuck I need. Both of my songs that I got on my EP that I did with Black and Mild, they are both doing well. The song that I got featuring Perk is the other song that I did with Black and Mild. And him and Black produced it. Black did the most and then Perk finished it. And that song does numbers. You understand what I'm saying? So man, stay focused on you locking. I'm locking in right now because I'm so excited to release this new music, and I'm so excited to create this song, and I'm so excited to fail, and I'm so excited to make mistakes because you grow and you learn. And it's the optimism in my brain and in my heart that allows me to jump off these cliffs even if I don't know how to fucking work the fucking parachute. I'm just a believer, you know? So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't even think this video was gonna be this long. I got so excited. I seen these numbers. I just thought this shit was so cool, bruh. Because essentially, from a standpoint, music would be really my hobby. It's my passion, but it's my hobby because this is not my line of work on a day-to-day. My job is a college counselor. I counsel kids and help them get into college, and that shit, that's my 9 to 5. So to see that this hobby that I'm going to say for this project, y'all, if we round up, I maybe invested $5,000. You understand what I'm saying? And to be seeing these numbers and to see the money that I made off this shit, even though the money still ain't amount to the amount of money that I put in just for that like project and shit, but it's not far from it. You feel what I'm saying? So I say stay optimistic, stay positive, keep believing in you, and mate with people that you know that could deliver your vision. An artist ain't shit without a great producer. I'ma just say that. And artists got a special superpower when they can produce and write their own music. So that's all I gotta say, y'all. This your girl Queen Queasy the Fly. Check out the 504. Period.